Всем привет, с вами Андрей или же иной, и мы сегодня поиграем в Genshin Impact. В конце концов, сейчас же обнова идет, как говорится, 2 года игре, и много разных подарков, например, вот эта миленькая птичка. Так что, если вы играли и думаете, может быть, стоит зайти, то да, стоит зайти в игру, получить много-много кристаллов, много разных ништячков, в том числе какие-то бесполезные вещи в духе хлопушки надеть. Круто. А откуда сумерская роза тут росла? Я уже подумал, что она прям выросла у меня. Но для начала мы сходим. Что тут, убить кого-то надо? Давайте кого-нибудь убьем. К боссу, который тут сидит. Ну, это было легко. С моей команды убийц. Когда у тебя есть Джунли, Ганью, Хутао, ну и Кадзуха, я вообще не знаю. Так, какие-то квесты, вещи, но мне интересует вот этот мега-босс. Давай. Дракон вечных бедствий. Это прям впечатляет. Ну, мы тоже впечатляем, поэтому... Поэтому нам ничего не страшно. Вот он и умер. Хорошо. Говорят, что вот эти штуки, вечные механизмы, нужны для Нилу, которая будет в молитве через пару неделек. И я, как говорится, хочу ее. И хочу ее гарантированно. А потом еще и Нахиду. Хотя она, скорее всего, играться будет теоретически непонятно, но постараемся с этим разобраться. Так, нет, ежедневные квесты я буду делать, но не сейчас. Сейчас меня интересует сюжет. Приключения требуют мужества. Ну, давай тогда приключения требуют мужества. Так, нужно идти Катерину искать. Пойдем и найдем ее. Ну что, Катерина, как у тебя дела? Хорошо все? К звездам и безднам. Добро пожаловать в гильдию искателей приключений. Привет, Катерина. Привет, Катерина. Приветствую вас. Вы сегодня прекрасно выглядите. Вы пришли за поручением или по другому вопросу? Что вы на меня так смотрите? Хотите что-то спросить? Мы за поручением. Вот как. Глядя на вас, можно сделать вывод, что у вас богатый приключенческий опыт. Что-то вроде того. Тогда вы знаете принцип работы гильдии искателей приключений. Поэтому повторяться я не буду, чтобы не тратить время. Просто прикол в том, что Катерина, она биоробот. И тут прям официально сказали, она биоробот, который сделан там, не знаю, в Снежной в той же самой. И поэтому она работает постоянно, у нее даже вот... ключика не покажут за спины на шее. И в нее может вселяться та же Нахида, которая сидит у себя там в комнатушке, и чтобы ходить по улице, вселяется в нее. Так. Можете обращаться ко мне по любым вопросам, связанным с гильдией. Пожалуйста, не забывайте выполнять поручения в Сумеру. Местным жителям нужны такие выдающиеся искатели приключений. Всегда будьте смелыми к звездам и безднам. Ну, мы прям поговорили.
Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Замечательное поручение.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, Please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
Вот это стыдоба была бы. Да уж, на такой точно отреагирует.
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Катерину пора отдавать в ремонт. Она сломалась.
Hey, that's not any better.
Они нас точно поколотят.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Сейчас ты Нахида?
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, "Ad Astra Abysosk."
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
Значит, сны Архонтов не во власти Акаши.
It was another dream about the Sub-Zerus festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zerus festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Но на деле...
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
Жалость.
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zerus festival.
Многие умрут.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Том 3, глава 3. Сын, пустота... сны, пустота и обман. Ну что? Далеко, конечно, увидели. Прям здесь все поменялось.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Поймать какого-нибудь старичка, напинать ему, и он расколется. Нельзя ли вселиться в главных лиц Академии? Нельзя, потому что она сказала, они не носят Акашу. Вселиться в студента и проникнуть в кабинет мудрецов, схватить одного из мудрецов и допросить. Вот мой план.
Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences.
Давить гнид, которые там пытались весь город запараллелить, скажем так, в бесконечный цикл отправить.
After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Что значит в заложниках? Ты же сказала, что все, Акашу уже можешь отключать. Угу. Ну хорошо, студенты тогда.
No way, that's too risky.
Ну, как обычно, значит, мы все предложим, и она скажет, ну, тогда делаем так, как я сказал.
It'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
След на спине. Ключник. В главных лицах.
I've already tried that. But all the key members of the academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
Мне в голову ничего отдельного не приходит, как бы. 3 выбора, которые ни на что не влияли. Обожаю. Сарказм.
Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense.
Давайте
Spill the beans
в бригаду
already.
30 запишемся. Это же какая-то там мега-бригада.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Ты там не нуди, говори.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved...
Вовлечем вас. Просто приходите и говорите, а мы хотим поучаствовать в вашем плане. В каком плане? Да, в таком плане.
Then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
Нахи такая, не-не-не, у меня другой план.
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the grand sage of the academia?
Не особо помню, но если это та, которая тоже во сне там была.
We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert, and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky?
Хочешь сказать, что она сомневается в действиях
But in the end,
мудрецов?
she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
Это мысли
From
Ситарии?
the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Действительно хорошая кандидатка.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Ну что ж, шпионская серия начинается, да? Ну, что ты знаешь про Сетарию?
This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
Мы что, подмешаем ей гадание какое-нибудь, типа, и признай свою вину?
So should we ask the fortune teller about Setaria?
No, I already have enough information on Setaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh?
Ну, Набия, конечно, дает.
Hira, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case...
Коты Набии. Мяу.
It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Что?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
На любовь.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be?
А чё так много народу-то?
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is, suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Так что сделаю исключение и плату взимать с вас не
Is
буду.
that so?
Ну, хорошо.
Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Соберите информацию. Так, хорошо. Следующий торговец.
Is this another one of Setaria's favorites?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Setaria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Шпионские игры.
Dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
Ага, то есть Акаш уже никакой пользы не приносит.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Работает, но не особо удовлетворен развитием, скажем так. Акаша бесполезна, по сути.
This should be our final stop. Sitaria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumerio's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
Подвальное помещение.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Поговорите с Нахидой. И что нам этот официант полезного сказал, что там есть подвал и что она любит строить корабли? Это, конечно, приятно, но...
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sitaria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sitaria face her problems.
Sitaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities.
Ломать
I
человека.
remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King.
Алло, короля. Царь Дешрет.
Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sitaria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Sitaria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Царь Дешрет мог бы упрекнуть ее. У царя Дешрета могли бы появиться к ней вопросы.
So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sitaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
Позаимствуем ее знакомого для разговора. Типа, когда она рядом, а мы такие: о, здравствуй, слышал там про Красного Короля? Он такой:
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King.
А как же не вмешивать там лишних людей? Любое неосторожное действие может там им судьбу сломать. Ну, а сама такая: не, а вот в этот раз можно.
As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
А почему мои-то актерские таланты? Ты же будешь вселяться, я-то при чем здесь?
Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Только не забудь терминал Акаши. Предлагаешь мне снова одеть эту штуку и попасть непонятно куда?
That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Я такая:
Although
мне
I've
лень.
been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Попробую.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Пусть эта вина гложет тебя.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Завтра днем. Дождитесь следующего дня. Итак, ну что, наступил следующий день? Наступил, надеюсь. Ну что, сперва предсказательница. Ух, самый веселый, наверное, персонаж среди местных.
Oh, here she comes. Satori is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Да достаточно укромное местечко, куда там еще-то ныкаться. Такие головы торчат. Екатерина возвышается над нами.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook.
Рука. Абсолютная власть.
Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there.
Это был сигнал от богов. А, коты, вы что там, почувствовали что-то? Молчать.
Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Нифига себе. Я не помню. Предположим, Марут.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Харут и Марут.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
Чтобы он закончился и тебя перестала мучить совесть.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Боги заговорили. Ох. Блин, надо...
The gods are asking.
Так Всевышние говорят.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Ну что, Алый Король?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
Так значит, эта Академия распускает слухи о царе Дэшрейте.
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Его верный последователь свою волю, а ты...
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city.
А я тем временем валяюсь там.
I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Погоди. Хоп, а никого нет. Не было никого. Ты там что-то подозреваешь?
Oh, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss.
А вдруг мы все-таки котов неправильно назвали? Она такая, да, их именно так и зовут. А на самом деле, ах ты, что-то тут не то,
To have
нечисто.
something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Тем временем, Надя, что за фигня произошла?
Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Haravatot theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria.
Ну что, следующий мужик-горшечник с отцом-каменщиком, который сломал ногу.
Now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Ой, сюда. Хорошее место. Блин, в итоге каким-то рандомом нашел точку входа. Очередное затумнение сознания. Я думаю,
It's
Ситария не
okay.
глупая.
I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Садовник камнетесом. А что с садовником? Каменотесом.
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
Поднимать. Даже ходит уже пошустрее.
Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert. Yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
Я увлеклась.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Setaria, but once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Ну что ж, продолжаем. Так, в этот раз на нас не смотрели. Я в какой-то куст залез.
Come on! Setaria's already started talking with Shishan.
Где-то просто посреди площади стали. Уже даже не прячемся в открытую, в наглую.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
И сейчас скажу, я, короче, проповедью делаю. Да нет, я вообще все свободное время в подвале сижу, грызу гранит науки. Не, я же все свое время на чердаке провожу, учусь. Не-не-не, в подвале.
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Вот это жуть была.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Но вести вокруг пальца каждого невозможно, правда же?
Jishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia, and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Setaria's still trying to run from her problems.
Я ее напугала.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
Не, это нормальное учение.
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Да нормально.
Miss Setaria, nothing is impossible.
Нет ничего невозможного, Сетария.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price.
Алый король бессмертен, и он непременно накажет всех, кто сумеет противиться ему.
You must face the truth, Setaria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared.
Хватит убегать, Сетария. Ты словно угодила в зыбучие пески, и даже если ты наконец раскроешь глаза и все поймешь, Академия все равно вцепится в тебя и будет тащить все глубже и глубже вниз.
Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Почему ты еще не дома, Ситари? Ну прям все, психологическую травму девки сделали. Че, нормально все?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
Еще не поздно все изменить, или следуй зову своего сердца.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Отлично, нам удалось убедить ее.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Мудрецы боятся какого-то двоечника?
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
На самом деле, двоечника могли изгнать не из-за того, что он двоечник, а из-за того, что он слишком много знал и, наоборот, какие-то опасные эксперименты проводил. Так что тут не так-то все просто.
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
No. The truth is the true Guardian of Scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Завтра вечером у гильдии искателей приключенцев. Так, доска объявлений. Что пишут? Наша госпожа ушла из дома и до сих пор не вернулась. Если вы увидите молодую девушку с каштановыми волосами, одетую в голубое платье и фиолетовую накидку, пожалуйста, свяжитесь с домом Хомаяни. За любую помощь вас будет ждать достойная награда. Если же это объявление читаете вы, госпожа, пожалуйста, как можно скорее свяжитесь с нами. Родители очень о вас беспокоятся. Ну что, есть какие-нибудь шансы, что там меня не будет ждать никакой засады? Так, Катерина, давай.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Может, будем просто называть ее Нахидой?
We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Согласен с Паймон. Надо называть
Paimon's
Катерину.
right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
Как-то не верится, что ты смогла до такого додуматься, Паймон.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Вы ничего странного не ощущаете?
Off? What do you feel is off?
Вокруг стало как-то подозрительно тихо.
It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
Перебор. Что-то не так. Сейчас
I also can't quite
будет
figure
все
out
плохо.
why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Направляйтесь в академию. Зачем? Ну, хотя да, Нахида там мало ли вселяться
There
будет.
really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
Иду куда-то на смерть, похоже. Но... Ну, теперь я не уязвим. Теперь я ничего не боюсь. И все. Ну что, Ситария, давай, ролик. Прям всей толпой заговорщики. Е-е-е!
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Что-то не то.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Дотторе.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
А эти все под Акашей работают.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world.
Ну, ты можешь точно так же переключить и сказать, что там, а ты
My
демон.
experiment is a success.
И все эти пацаны
And
нападут на
now
меня.
it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now.
Бей им,
We need to
ломаем
get out of
ноги.
here.
But that guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here.
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru.
Ломаем терминал Акаши. Бум. Он такой: ха-ха, я знал, что это ты. Специально это сделал, чтобы тебя вывести на чистую воду. Ну что там нет? Слишком много геморроя, чтобы отключить.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Божество мудрости. Спасибо. Пришли, понимаешь. Нет бы, она сказала, пока она держит их, бить в лицо ему. Все хорошо, ведь она может в любой момент переместиться в другое сознание. Не знаю, видела, какой тот тип был жуткий? Это был второй из них.
He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
Недооценили мы масштаб этой проблемы.
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
Ну а почему нет? Собрать их все. Они скажут: мы вам поможем, а вы нам отдадите гнозис от этой мелкой Нахиды. Она вам все равно не нужна, вы ее все равно не особо любите. Они такие: хороший план. Но они при этом хотят с ним работать, потому что он типа жестко умный, но в то же время опасаются, потому что он такой берет: о, я переписал Акашу, о, я там еще что-то сделал. Сперва нужно Нахиду найти.
Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city, but we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Мы найдем еще кого-то, кто с этим связан. Ну, Тагнари.
You mean?
О, ну да, Тигнари.
Oh, right. Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something.
Либо мы можем ему сказать: пацан, притворись, что ты как бы хочешь с ним поработать. Победа воображения. Телепортируемся. И бежим. Так, персики. Кто же откажется от персиков, правда? Кстати, прикольный вот этот животный так. Мега праздник. Сейчас приходим, на Тагнари тоже там нету. Ушел куда-нибудь там. Наемник пустынников. Еще более веселый.
Right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Думаете, это вы меня заперли? Это я заперт с вами.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
Господин изгнанник — это тоже Дотторе или кто-то другой господин изгнанник?
Outcast? An outcast from the academia?
Может быть.
But why wouldn't the Doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Он воспользуется ресурсами Академии, у местных наемников больше преимуществ.
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
Ну, давай посмотрим. Миледи в бой. Ладно, работаем по старым чертежам.
The wind knows me.
Access denied.
That's close enough.
Блин, ветки немножко беспокоят.
Clouds high. The birds are one with nature.
No touching.
Ладно.
Order guide you.
It isn't over yet. Here comes reinforcements.
Еще не все. Ну ладненько. А, ну вот и все.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like?
Зря. Фатуисты обычные покрепче будут. Это засада не последняя.
Yeah. Looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Kainari? Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Ну, продолжим путь. Если Тагнари уже не перевели на свою сторону. Или сказали там, слушай, там какая-то точка загрязнения, иди туда. И тут его нет. Скажем так, вдруг мы не успели. Так, куда тут надо идти-то? Калей, скажи, что Тагнари нет. Тигнари.
Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon. What are you two doing back here? Kale, it's nice to see you again. Are you doing all right?
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks.
Ничего, я думаю, если мы пройдем этот сюжетный мега-квест, то Элизар пройдет и все поправятся.
As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks.
Oh, Kale.
Поможет только излечение Ирминсуля.
Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him.
Oh, Master Tainari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI.
Это куда это он двинулся?
He left? But isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia Forest? He even turned down the sage's invitation.
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time though.
Ну, по-любому, либо Дотторе его подкинул, либо проблемы, связанные с Дотторе, опять же.
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Partis Thai is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Partis Thai.
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Partis Thai.
Ну, попробуем. Береги себя, Калея. Почаще отдыхай. Береги.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tainari, please send him my regards.
Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale.
Отправляйтесь в Пардист Дхая. 800 метров. А, портала-то нет. Потому что я такой ленивый. Нет, слайм, даже не думай. Немножко убился. Пяточки ободрал. Это не сделать тебя менее неуязвимым. Так, давай-ка портал еще заодно засветим. Катерина стоит. А это нормальная Катерина или это на самом деле Катерина Дотторе? Нахида Катерина.
Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you.
Дотторе тебя случайно не перепрограммировал? Очень может быть.
Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the moment.
Actually, it's very smart of the traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a patch of sky.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Вот теперь я тебе верю. Ну ладно.
But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people all right?
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing we had Nahida with us.
Надо было быть там и бить ему лицо в этот момент.
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness inside the Akasha.
То есть, чем больше ты пользуешься этой штукой, тем больше шансов, что ты как бы поймаешься.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the academia, so it's possible he already started messing with the Akasha.
Наше положение будет ухудшаться.
It feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Plus, the doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's DI? Have you been waiting for us?
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were moving in.
Я телепортировался, как ты это отследил?
You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find any leads?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can find?
Okay. Let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Нормально он. Рейнджер по духу. Так, о, падисары. Падисары мне нужны. Что есть? Может быть и есть. Так, Тагнари было? Она скажет, не было Тагнари. Чего вы пришли?
Traveler? It is you!
Ah, the voice! It's Hypatia!
Вот уж не думали встретить тебя здесь.
What a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
Who's this?
Такие такая, кто это?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the, what's it called? Satyavada life?
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... you're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Pariporna life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
Накидка, что?
You did it! Congratulations!
Хайпася, ты молодец.
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long last. When my consciousness made contact with the gods. Ah, what a supreme and unparalleled experience that was.
Ну, прям Нахида такая что-то мутное делается. Так, мы здесь, чтобы найти Тигнари.
Oh, all right. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness of the divine.
Блин, сейчас ты свяжешься с божеством, который на самом деле Дотторе притворяется. И такая, тут ищут Тигнарию такой, ага, спасибо.
You can do that?
Это возможно, Нахида?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your consciousness during the process.
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your consciousness.
Okay.
Ну, давай. Полетели в сон.
Ready?
Вжух. Вжух и ты лопух.
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me.
Чисто помер.
Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
Хватит флексить. Слишком круто. Барагун, сказочник. Еще один предвестник. Вовсе не сознание великой властительницы Рухадехваты, но и не сознание царя Дешрета, и даже не Дотора.
Did we actually just see the Balladeer's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion!
Ну, прям вообще фанатка номер один.
Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God, please grant me forgiveness and salvation.
Вау, вау, вау. Ну, девка прям совсем пошла.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Paripurna life, but rather...
Что-то Парипуна. Боюсь, она... Очнись, Айпаси.
You... Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I
uncovered that light in the darkness?
Немножечко ты поехавшая.
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
Неужели я потерял разум? А тут говорит, на грани безумия. То есть перевод немножечко страдает. И пошла. Пойду выпью.
Wait, something isn't right.
Ну и тут уже засада, да? Ого-го. Побежал в Вьетнам. Они на деревьях. На. На. Ну что ж за мега-боец-то? Не смогла защитить. Я тебя вижу. Ну все. Ничего хорошего нас не ждет, я так понял. О, Тигнари. В какой момент Тигнари к нам переселился? Тяжело дышит.
Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Oh, the traveler's back?
Ага, поменялись местами. Да, это я. Ну, что произошло, понятно, мы поменялись местами.
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed.
А мое сознание перескочило хотя бы не в Катерину, а в ее настоящее тело Нахиды.
After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here.
Это был не просто перенос разума.
What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness? Where is she now?
Оно уничтожено. Дэн вернулся, как обычно.
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore."
Сфера такая, корешки, и я там запечатанный сижу. Ну, она сидит, и все.
But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surathana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague.
У нас свой понятный только нам язык. Так Дотторе не прознает наши действия наперед.
Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Множество звезд. Ну, как говорил, звезда — это вот эта девка из пустыни. То есть надо в пустыню идти без луны. А это луна — это как раз, так сказать, король. Ну да, надо идти к пустынникам.
Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero's festival.
И все, что я сказал, было неправильно.
Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
Луна — это Нахида, звезды — жители пустыни, иллюзорность, обман, академия.
Oh, that makes a lot a sense.
Не, все-таки я немножко был прав.
Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert? But she isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who was occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Да, для Тагнари это актуально, у него же там видение Архонта.
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals, so I eventually declined.
Ага, они хотели использовать разум всего города, чтобы решать какие-то там вопросы.
All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Я узнал новую информацию. Так, суть проекта. Давай суть проекта.
Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body?
Академия помогает Скарамуче стать божеством. Ха.
What?
Do you have any evidence?
Я видел, как зарождается божество, и Хайпаси соединил нас с божественным сознанием. Вы рассказываете о видениях, которые возникли, пока вы с Нахидой обменивались сознанием.
So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self.
А мы такие, погодай еще. Она погадала еще и еще больше двинулась.
If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation.
Их могли надоумить. В этом замешано. Замешано, но надоумить-то не знаю.
The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time.
Так, прям оба предвестника. Их там штук 13, что ли? Если 13 все придут в одно место, вы там что, просто ляжете и умрете? Я не
From
знаю.
your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals.
Нам нужно в пустыню.
Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tainari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.
Архонт оглянулся. Ну что ж, ну думаю, на этом замечательном моменте можно бы и остановиться, потому что сделали мы довольно много, по сюжетку прошли, ну как прошли, все еще надо идти и исследовать, но этим мы займемся в следующий раз. Если вам, конечно, интересно, то поставьте лайк, прокомментируйте, чтобы я знал, что вам интересно, и мне надо выкладывать прохождение дальше, и либо я его буду проходить сам по себе. Ну что ж, на этом все. Всем спасибо. Всем пока.